Have you ever looked at a photograph and felt the weight of an entire nation's struggle? Today, we're diving deep into a collection of unseen photos from Poland in the 1980s, a decade of turmoil, hope, and an unbreakable will for freedom. These aren't just pictures. They're windows into the soul of a country on the brink of monumental change. Imagine the scene. The August agreements of 1980 are signed. There's a wave of joy, a collective sigh of relief. Look at this photo of Tadeusz Mazowiecki and Lech Wałęsa in 1989. You can almost feel the mix of exhaustion and determination in their eyes. These were the faces of a revolution, a peaceful one that would reshape Eastern Europe. But this joy was short-lived. The celebration was soon crushed under the boot of martial law. Martial law, declared in December 1981, was a dark, oppressive period. The streets, once filled with hopeful protesters, were now patrolled by tanks and soldiers. Life became a daily struggle against curfews, censorship, and the constant presence of the secret police. Yet, even in this darkness, the spirit of resistance refused to die. People organized underground, printing forbidding newspapers and leaflets, sharing information and keeping the dream of a free Poland alive. These banned photographs from the Carta Center's collection capture that defiance. They show secret meetings in church basements, clandestine printing presses worry away in hidden apartments, and the quiet, determined faces of ordinary people, risking everything for a cause they believed in. It's a powerful reminder that you can't suppress an idea whose time has come. But resistance wasn't just political. It was cultural. While the government tried to control every aspect of life, a powerful counterculture was exploding. In the town of Garysyn, something incredible was happening. The Garysyn Festival became a sanctuary for a generation of young Poles. It was an oasis of freedom in a desert of oppression. Here, punk rock wasn't just music. It was a primal scream against the system. Mohawks, leather jackets, and loud, angry guitars became symbols of rebellion. The music was raw, the lyrics were brutally honest, and for a few days, every year, thousands of young people could be themselves, openly expressing their frustration and their yearning for something more. These photos from Garysyn are electric. They capture the raw energy, the sweat, the mosh pits, the sense of community. It was a cultural battleground where the youth of Poland declared their independence long before the politicians did. As the 1980s wore on, the cracks in the communist regime began to widen. The economy was failing, and public discontent was growing stronger every day. The government, weakened and isolated, couldn't hold back the tide of change forever. The Solidarity movement, led by Lech Wałęsa, had planted a seed that had grown into a mighty tree. It started in the shipyards of Gdańsk, but it spread its roots across the entire country, uniting workers, intellectuals, and farmers. The turning point came with the Round Table Talks in 1989. After years of struggle, the opposition and the government sat down to negotiate the country's future. It was a risky, unprecedented move. The result was the first partially free election in the Soviet bloc. The outcome was a landslide victory for Solidarity. It was a political earthquake that sent shockwaves across the world. The photo of Mazowiecki and Wałęsa we saw earlier was taken in this pivotal year. Mazowiecki would become the first non-communist prime minister in Eastern Europe in over 40 years. This moment marked the birth of the Third Polish Republic. The new democratic government deliberately chose the name Third Polish Republic to connect with the pre-independent Second Polish Republic, symbolically erasing the decades of communist rule. But the road ahead was daunting. Poland had to transform itself completely. The journey from a one-party state to a vibrant political pluralism was just the beginning. The biggest challenge was the economy. They implemented what was known as shock therapy. It was a radical, rapid switch from a centrally planned, state-controlled economy to a free market. The transition was painful. Prices soared, state-owned factories closed, and unemployment skyrocketed. For many, the newfound freedom came with a heavy price of economic uncertainty. It was a time of long lines for basic goods, rapid inflation, and a sense of disorientation as the old world crumbled and the new one was being built brick by painful brick. But the Poles, with their characteristic resilience, persevered. Small businesses started to pop up everywhere. People embraced entrepreneurship, and slowly but surely, the economy began to stabilize and then grow. Simultaneously, Poland dramatically reoriented its foreign policy. For decades, it had been a satellite state within the Soviet bloc, its fate tied to Moscow. The new Poland looked west. The goal was clear: to rejoin the family of Western democracies. This meant pursuing membership in NATO and the European Union. It was a long and complex process, requiring deep reforms in the military, the legal system, and the economy to meet the high standards of these organizations. But the determination was there. In 1999, Poland officially joined NATO, securing its place under the transatlantic security umbrella. This was a hugely symbolic moment, marking a definitive break from its Soviet-dominated past. Then, in 2004, another historic milestone was reached. Poland became a full member of the European Union. This wasn't just about economics or politics. It was about identity. It was Poland reclaiming its place at the heart of Europe. EU membership brought massive investment, opened borders, and accelerated Poland's development. Over the next 2.5 decades, the country experienced a period of sustained peace and growth that was unprecedented in its modern history. The cities were rebuilt, infrastructure was modernized, and a new, confident generation grew up knowing only a free and democratic Poland. The country managed to make up for so much of the time lost during the communist era. Today, Poland is often seen as a role model for other nations that have gone through similar political transformations. Its successful transition from communism to a thriving democracy and market economy is a case study in resilience, courage, and strategic vision. It has once again become a strong, influential player in Central and Eastern Europe. In 2018, Poland celebrated the centenary of regaining its independence, first achieved in 1918 after 123 years of being partitioned by its neighbors. This celebration was particularly poignant because it was a testament not just to the victory of 1918, but also to the triumph of 1989. It honored 2 generations of Poles who fought for and won their freedom against overwhelming odds. So when we look back at these powerful, one-spanned photographs from the 1980s, we see more than just historical events. We see the human story behind the headlines. We see the joy after the August agreements, the oppressive gloom of martial law, and the wild, liberating energy of punk rock. And we see a nation fiercely determined to shape its own destiny. It's a long and difficult road from oppression to freedom. But the story of the Third Polish Republic shows us that with courage, unity, and an unyielding spirit, it is a road that can be traveled. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through a pivotal decade in Polish history. The power of these images is undeniable, and they remind us of the price of freedom. If you found this story as moving as I did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into history. Let me know in the comments which photo or part of the story resonated with you the most. Thanks for watching.